Welcome to Costume Co. We recently visited Fan Expo in Toronto, Canada, and met up with some super talented cosplayers. Here is my interview with Macrame Owl Cosplay. Hi, so we're here with Margaery Tyrell and Sansa Stark.
Hello.
Looking beautiful, and you're in your beautiful wedding attire. Now, is this what Sansa wore to Margaery's second wedding? Or she wouldn't have been there then?
No, this is what she wore to marry Tyrion. Yes. So basically we have everything but the sash.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, so we're going to be making that soon, but...
Yeah, that's really complicated, right?
It's going to be something else. We have to like embroider the whole thing.
Yeah. So, sure. Now, you, as your cosplay, you were owl macrame?
Yeah, macrame owl.
Macrame owl, sorry. Okay, and you're on Instagram if anybody wants to look at any of your costumes. And that's, I met you at the other one when you were dressed as Daenerys Targaryen in her white coat. And I've actually had someone ask me about, like, you know, recreating that. And I said, I have a really great YouTuber, creator on YouTube that I interviewed regarding that costume. Now, but tell me about this costume.
This one was a challenge. I picked it, like, not many people like go for this dress, but I thought it would be more of like a complex thing to challenge myself with because of the hips.
It's really unusual, isn't it?
It is. It's a little strange, and I didn't have anything to even look at online, like how to do giant pleated hips. So I messed around with a wire frame, but it didn't work, and then I just settled with a really heavy interfacing, and then it got exactly what I needed.
Yeah, it looks amazing. So what kind of fabric did you go with, though?
So I always use upholstery fabric, because I find it has a really nice drape. You can get an extra wide yard, like bolts, and you'll never really find Game of Thrones fabric that matches as well as upholstery.
Yeah, absolutely. And also it looks good in the light, like it has a nice sort of like texture reflection as well. Now, did you make this as well?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about this one.
So, this one is in the style of a lot of Sansa's dresses where it's like the wrap, which makes it a lot easier because I've done like 4 of them for her before. So it's just like the wrap style, which is nice and easy. But I actually, for both of these, I did a mix of a pattern and then making it my own with, you know, my own pattern drafting skills. Yeah. But both of these dresses are based off of Kate Middleton's wedding dress pattern. So
really?
Yeah, I'm like, thanks Kate for choosing that dress. So just like altered that pattern, and we've got the trains and everything going on too.
And then you made this sort of the metal. Sorry, I'm touching it. The metal panier or whatever you call it.
You can
This
tell.
was just sort of, I forgot the name of the material, but it's a...
Warbler? Warbler?
No. It's a material that is actually used for like signage and stuff like that, and it's heat molded. So just got a heat gun, molded it to the shape. Yeah.
So amazing. And then did you do like leather ties, sort of leather or twine?
Like a little suede tie, so it's a little bit discreet. But Allison also did, she 3D printed the necklace, and then she laser cut this one for me as well.
That's perfect. It almost kind of reminds me of an octopus, which I don't think it is, but it kind of has that, I don't know, I keep thinking of the sigil, but that's a different...
some like Kraken vibes going on.
Kraken vibe. Now, of course, your wigs are amazing. So tell me a little bit about your wigs.
So the hair is fun. I get mine from Wig is Fashion, which like I swear by their hair, and I can't take full credit because my mom styled the wig for me. She used to be a hairdresser, so that helped. And and now it's nice to just like fit it on, easy peasy, and I just keep the crown in all the time.
Now, where'd you get the crown?
I made that. I sculpted it out of Super Sculpey and just baked it in the oven.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, actually, the real crown is sort of made with, it's sculpted, and then they cast it.
Yeah.
So essentially,
see like all the little lines in it and everything.
And then what about how did you do this? Your head?
This is my real hair, except for the second roll is a long hair extension that's been put over top of a hair rat. So it's mostly real hair, I guess.
So is the cross braid your hair?
Yes.
So that's really cool. You've incorporated your own hair into it.
Yeah, exactly. We just needed a little extra hair just because the 2 rolls. Usually when I sometimes do one where there's 1 roll. I can use my own hair for that, but I needed extra hair for the 2 because...
I'm assuming they must have done that with the actor as well, because there's no way she would have had all that.
Looking at it, her braids were so thick, it must be fake.
Yeah, she's got very thin hair, right?
Yeah.
But it's so perfect because you both have like sort of the coloring of the characters. So that worked out really well. You know, sort of like, you know, And then what did you do for footwear? Is there anything special?
Well, I had special shoes on yesterday, which they really hurt my feet.
They were killing you.
Yeah, I had like these gold pointed toe shoes that looked like Margaery would have gotten them from Dorne or something, but now it's just black flats. So
well, you could just you could do a photo shoot with them later.
Oh yeah.
No one can even see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I was wondering if you want to see the tree.
Can I? I'd love to. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love it. Now, how are you walking with? Oh, you've got it hooked.
We've got it pinned up like a bustle, kind of like how wedding dresses are.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe I'll get a couple pictures of you after too.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh my gosh! Wow. Beautiful. Gorgeous. It's amazing. You should be so proud of yourself.
And then I have one on mine.
And you have a little train as well. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
So you're going to get photo shoots done then?
Yeah, I would like to get a photo shoot done of it. And
Yeah, see, it's beautiful luster.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I'm wondering, she has a little bit of that metal pieces. Were you thinking of adding that later? You might do that?
I want to add that. I actually have a friend who does like lots of armor build. Decreation is his Instagram, and he said that he could probably figure out a way to do it with like molding and cutting different materials.
So it has to be kind of molded a bit, right? It's really interesting. She apparently, I read that Michelle Clapton, she had the armor people make it. So she didn't even. It was she kind of works with the armor. But yeah, it was such. But she patterned or followed the pattern of the fabric, which was really neat. Right?
I thought that was interesting, and I thought that would be a challenge too, to decide whether to follow the pattern of my own bodice or to follow the one from the show. And I figured that'll kind of come with when I decide to do it, what one I'll choose. But I also thought it was fascinating that Margaery had that metallic armor on hers, because Cersei has a lot of that on her dresses, and I thought it may have been like a little jab at Cersei.
I think so.
Yeah, especially like marrying her son.
I definitely think so. Yeah, and I think that like the day after, I think that for me that felt like a turning point. When she's having the breakfast, and then that was a major turning point, because I think that was Cersei's last ditch effort to sort of try and maybe get on Margaery's side, but Margaery's like, I don't need you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's when I think then Cersei really kind of took a dark turn there, don't you think?
Definitely, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for doing this, and I'm so glad to see you girls again. It was such a pleasure with you as well. So. That's it for this episode, but I'll have another one coming in the next week. Or you can also check out my Saturday night live stream. And if you want to see more of Macrame Owl Cosplay, I'll leave her links in the description below. But in the meantime, you can check out this interview I did with them back in April.